Hunky Dory was received with moderate success. But all that changed with the rise and fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. During 1972, Britain was crippled by industrial action. The mood of the nation was dark and the culture was conservative. This is when Bowie unleashed Ziggy, the leading figure in the glam rock movement, which turned pop in a new direction.
It's very funny. Again, it works a lot more because of its mistakes than its intentions, but it's great. It's terrific. The one thing that comes over to me more than anything else is how influenced I was by Japan back then. It just screams from the screen. It's the whole thing. It looks such like a stretching over to the east for inspiration. I never realised how much that was apparent at the time.
The rise and fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, it's so amusing. It's now, of course, a classic, but it didn't even make the top 40 on its original release because American radio considered him too weird.
Bowie was already planning fresh career moves. In 1973, he stunned his audience by announcing the retirement of Ziggy.
I've had a really incredibly loyal audience for so many years now. Virtually since when I started, you know, they sort of... It doesn't really matter what I do. They seem to follow my turns and all the strange, distracted things I do, but quite loyally, you know, which I'll always thank them for that.
By the mid-1970s, David Bowie had metamorphosed again and was still breaking new musical ground. Station to Station provided a dose of synthetic funk and introduced Bowie's most toxic alter ego, the Thin White Duke.
Do you have any idea at this stage, apart from just getting out on the stage, how you shall astound is? Or does it actually come to you in the middle of the night before?
I shall probably be a lot fatter than I've been. That'll be my... No, I haven't any thoughts about that at all. The impact of the show has to be the astounding thing, not the dressing of it, you know. Dressing of a show is just a dressing. It's a sort of a perfunctory kind of thing. But the content has to astound. I mean, you can dress a show with $1 trillion or £1 trillion worth of goodies, but if the show is not substantial, there will be no impact.
He was more into the craft of being an artist on stage than any rock star I've ever worked with. David did all the lighting on stage as the show rolled. Lights from the right, lights from the left, and with a fill in from the bottom. This pose is essentially a cue to his lighting director that when the hand went up, the lights went down.
I didn't really embrace him fully until Station to Station, which, you know, I loved, and then Low really knocked me out. So it was great working with him after that because I could ask him loads of questions. I mean, he was a superstar, then went kind of more left. And when he went to Berlin, you know, things like Low, people saw it as really experimental. They were pop songs, but they were presented in a kind of left field way. And that album wasn't really accepted, but it was probably my favourite.
For someone who claims not to be all that good a musician, why are you coming back to perform on stage? Or are you a better musician, in fact, than you admit?
I can't link those two parts. If I'm not that good a musician, why am I coming back?
Yes. Yes.
Well, coming back has got nothing to do with being a musician.
But do you think you're a better musician after 2 years away from...
I don't play anything on stage. I'm a good performer, and I'm a good singer. That has nothing to do with being a musician, does it?
The cocaine-fueled paranoia that seeped through Station to Station reflected Bowie's increasingly troubled state of mind, exacerbated by legal and financial battles with former managers.
He'd been through quite a lot of managers, or damagers, we used to call them, and he always said, one day I know I'll find the right manager. The right man was Tony DeFries, who had this company called Main Man.